Hello and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals, where you know our tagline is, you must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So today's show, I'm doing something I ain't never done before, but it got in my head. So I had an event this weekend, and I took out some fish because I thought I might run out of food. Thawed the fish out, well, you can't keep refreezing fish, so I'm like, you know what? I got all this fish out, and I got a bunch of these buns that I bought too many of. I'm going to make a catfish burger. Didn't know what I was doing, but we're going to do it today. So a buddy of mine, while I was at work, he called me and said, what you doing? I said, I'm trying to finish up this recipe, and I tell him I'm doing this catfish burger. He said, you ever done it before? And I'm like, nope. And he was like, you going to deep fry it? I'm like, yep. So he was telling me how to be careful with, ground up fish, how it can get delicate. Anyway, we're going to see how this is going to go. If it fails, we're going to fail together. As always, folks, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guide, the first ever tax prep company that was built from the ground up just for you. By Self Lodge Planning, so all your current and future travel needs, please hit up Self Lodge Planning. For You by Me Creative Designs for all your unique gift ideas, and by Petty Phrases, the unique t-shirt company. If you have something to say it with your chest. While you're sitting there, folks, and while we're getting ready to get started, please remember to subscribe to us on YouTube and tap that notification bell so you know we're on. Like and follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, and please don't forget to tap into us on TikTok. For all our past and previous recipes and videos, visit createsimplemeals.com. You can email me at askme@createsimplemeals.com. If you want to chat with me, hit that chat button, and I'll get back to you. And please share this with your friends and family. So for today's recipe, what we have is a pound of catfish that I've already cubed up. And then we're going to take that with a little bit of yellow mustard, and we're going to post it in the food processor. We're going to mix in some green onions and whatnot. We're going to go from there. Wouldn't be Create Simple Meals if I didn't forget some. So let me go ahead and grab the rest of the ingredients out this refrigerator real quick. I don't know about y'all, but I think you got to kind of have actual catfish to do a catfish burger. Now, I know someone's probably going to ask or want to know, you don't have to use catfish for this. You could probably use any other semi-firm fish. But as I already told y'all the story, we had a bunch of catfish, so that's what we're using. Let me grab me a handy-dandy glove here, and we're going to start posting this. So, again, as I said, we've taken some catfish, and we've already, as you see, cubed it off. It's just little cubes, and we're going to put that in this food processor. Now, if you don't have a food processor, or you don't want to go through this, another way you could get this same recipe is you can boil the catfish for 10 minutes to cook it, and then from that, you can just flake it up by hand. Same thing you do with a salmon patty or anything else, or any other type of fish patty. We're going to put about a tablespoon or so of mustard in there. And then we're going to give this a few quick pulses. Let me bring this into the camera a little bit, and actually I'm going to switch back to the main one. So we're going to post this just a little bit. Did I lock it? Uh-oh. Houston, we may actually have, I think that's it. Houston, we may have a problem. It's coming on, but it ain't doing its thing. Let me see something, folks. I tested everything else out, but I didn't test this out. That's weird. All right, well, we're going to have to do it the other way, possibly. Let me see. I'm going to make it work somehow. There we go. I hope I don't kill myself in the process. All right, I don't know what's wrong with my food processor, but we're going to go ahead and do this very dangerous way. So I don't want y'all to try this part. But we're going to do it anyway, because I ain't got time to be figuring it out. Luckily, we only got to do a little bit. Told y'all gonna see whatever happens on this show. Like, I gotta find out what's wrong with my processor, why that was working. Anyway, so we ground it up or posted a little bit and chopped it up. Now we're gonna take that, add this to a bowl. To that, we're gonna add in a little bit of Creole seasoning, or you can use Old Bay. I'm using Creole seasoning, and the reason, and a little bit of garlic powder. The reason I'm using Creole seasoning is because I actually have a cousin of mine gave me some Old Bay hot sauce, which we're gonna add to this egg mixture. And so because he gave me that, I'm like, you know what? Let's use Creole seasoning instead of Old Bay seasoning, and put the hot sauce that the recipe calls for. Use the Old Bay, and let's go just see how this goes. So you're gonna put a little bit, about a tablespoon or so of hot sauce and Worcestershire into your egg mixture. About a teaspoon or so, and just mix that up. Now put on there that it is optional. You don't have to do that, especially the hot sauce, in case you don't want to get it too spicy. And just lightly beat those eggs and that mixture together. And we're gonna fold this on into this egg mixture. Into the catfish. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my hands because it's easier to get it all in there that way. Once we get that all mixed and mashed together, we're gonna add to that about a cup or so of panko breadcrumbs. That's about a cup or so. And then we're gonna start forming these patties. Now I already got my oil heated. You can do this, and it's probably would be easier to do this in a pan frying versus deep frying, but I just like to deep fry. It gets things done a whole lot faster. But I'm gonna tell you now, this is what my buddy was concerned about. When you form these burgers, you're gonna have to make sure you lay them in the deep fryer real easy. All right, to that we're gonna add in some green and some red onions. And let's just go ahead and fold that all in together. Get that nicely mixed up. Again, folks, if you're just now tuning in, today we are doing catfish burgers. We took a pound of catfish and we cubed it up, and then we post that in the food processor, added in some Creole seasoning, a little bit of garlic powder, and we also took 2 eggs, beat them lightly, mixed in some Worcestershire, I always get that word messed up, and a little bit of hot sauce. Now we're folding in the green and the red onions. Once we're done with that, that's held, I think it's holding pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and start making these patties. Hey, Brian, Letitia, and Michael, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the support. Please share this with your friends and family. We definitely appreciate y'all tuning in each week. So now, what we're gonna do is to give these another little crust. We're gonna make these patties. Look like I got some more panko here. We're gonna make these patties up, and we're gonna roll them into this panko, and then we're gonna take it over to the deep fryer. Matter of fact, let me get this deep fryer turned back up because I see my fire has dropped just a tad. So if it gets a little loud, folks, I'll try to talk up. Just let me know. But let me go ahead and mix these in. Again, no rhyme or reason to this. You just basically putting a bread coating onto the fish patty. It's kind of it should, because I ain't never done this before. It should be like a portable po' boy. So you know, po' boys, you put lettuce and tomatoes, which we have that cut up already. We're gonna put it on some. Instead of using one of those French baguettes, we're gonna use some brioche style buns. Put these in here. Roll that just a little bit more. And let's do one more. Just so I ain't gotta cook when my daughter get home from work. So Letitia, there you actually can. There's a salmon recipe on Create Simple Meals. There's a few of them. I have one called the Ultimate Salmon Croquette that I actually. So the fat man in me kicked in one day when I drove to Alabama for a funeral, or my aunt's funeral during the pandemic. While I was down there, I had this idea. So I basically took salmon, crawfish, and andouille sausages and made it into a salmon patty. And then we topped it off with a remoulade. So if you go to createsimplemeals.com and type in Ultimate Salmon Croquet, I think you might, if you want to try some salmon, I think you might enjoy that one. Last week we actually did teriyaki salmon burgers, and that recipe is on the website as well. And we topped it off with grilled pineapples. But those recipes are on there as well. Now let's go and switch over to this fryer. We're going to lay these in as gently as we can. And then, you know what? Now I'm sitting here waiting. I'm lowering these in here. Since I got 5 more degrees for this temperature to get up, I might as well go and make up this last patty. Ain't no point leaving it in there. All right. And like I say, folks, we gonna see together how this plays out. All right. Take off these gloves. And y'all gonna have to forgive me. I had an uncle mention before about me sweating profusely on the show, but it's 92 degrees out here where I live, and I got the fryer on here going on 350 degrees. So until I get a makeup person to stop the sweat, y'all got to deal with that. All right, so my fire is almost ready. We're going to go ahead and drop that in. Again, if you are just now tuning in, we are doing catfish burgers. We took a pound of catfish fillets, cubed those up, then post them into the food processor with a little bit of mustard, mixed in some green onions, some red onions, some Creole season, some garlic powder, and then we took 2 eggs, scrambled them lightly with some Worcestershire sauce, I'll get that word wrong, and hot sauce, and we mixed that on into the mix. Then we rolled them in some panko breadcrumbs, and now that our temperature is hot, we're going to go and move over to this fryer and dump these things in, baptize them by oil. While we doing that and seeing how that's going to go, let me start cleaning up just a tad so I have some place to land this thing. Now, for those of you that's into the craft beer scene, I'm very proud of this beer in particular. This is my salted caramel chocolate stout that I brewed about a month ago. And I got one in there now brewing. It's a mango New England style IPA. So I might actually start doing some of them recipes on my other channel, The Beer Brewers. Let me go grab me a plate. And we're going to let these cook for about 2-3 minutes. In addition to me getting the plate, I had to also get me another sweat towel because like a genius, I just wiped off the counter with the one I had. Let's go over here and see what these are looking like. Oh, they're getting pretty. We're gonna give them about 1 more minute, and then we're gonna move on. Again, folks, this show is brought to you by Self-Employed Tax Guy, the first ever tax prep company that was built ground up for you and me. Self-Lodge Planning. So for all your current and future travel needs, please hit up Self-Lodge Planning. For you by me, creative design for all your unique gift ideas, and by Petty Phrases, the unique t-shirt company. If you got something to say, please say it with yourself. As always, folks, please subscribe to that YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you know that we're on. Please like and follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and tap into us on TikTok. For all our previous shows and recipes, visit createsimplemills.com. For all email correspondence, you can email me at askme@createsimplemills.com. If you want to chat with me, hit that chat button while you're on there. And if I'm not otherwise engaged, I'll get back to you. And please share these videos with your friends, family, and loved ones. Let me take out my handy dandy thermometer and test these out. I'm gonna let them go 1 more minute. Although they are done, because that fish is so delicate, I need them to hold up, or my buddy's warning is gonna come true. Do one more test. Oh, yep, they're coming up. All right, we can go ahead and take these out of here now. One there. Grab another one. We can turn this fire off. And let's go ahead and see how these are going. So, the way I'm going to prepare mine is I'm going to take a brioche bun. Take a brioche bun, grab you a little bit of mayo, if that's your thing. Also, at the bottom of the recipe on this one, there is a remoulade sauce if you didn't want to do just a regular old mayo. But I'm like, I didn't feel like doing that. So a little bit of mayo. And just a smidge or two of some mustard. Now, normally I would have added pickles, but I eat pickles a lot, and I think I ate all the pickles. Or at least the cut pickles. To that, we're going to add in a little bit of shredded lettuce, a tomato, and our fish patty. And there we have it, folks. Now, for the for the ultimate gambling test, let's see how this thing tastes. Something tells me I might want to wait a bit because I think I'm going to end up burning the heck out of my mouth right now. But, we're gonna throw caution to the wind and go on at it. Excuse me. Prior to the waited. But it definitely came together like I imagined it in my head, which I'm glad it did, because I would have been embarrassed on the show as like I was with this food processor. but it definitely came together. So those of you that y'all like po' boys, but you don't feel like going through all that, this is definitely something that will work. And especially if you got a bunch of extra fish laying over. Yes, you probably could use, I ain't gonna tell you every fish you could use, but you can definitely use salmon. You could probably use whiting, cod, any mid-firm type fish would definitely work with this. But me being an old Southern boy, at least in my heart, and having them old Southern roots, I like catfish, so I use catfish. So just to recap, we did do a catfish burger. We took some catfish fillets, we poached them up. We with a little bit of yellow mustard, folded in some green onions, some red onion, a little bit of Creole seasoning, and garlic powder. We took 2 eggs, we beat them up lightly, and we added in some Worcestershire and some hot sauce. Folded that into the egg mixture with some panko breadcrumbs to get it to kind of bind together. Then we rolled it in some more panko breadcrumbs, and we fried it at 350 for about 3 to 4 minutes, somewhere in there. Check your temperature. Also, you can just wait till it starts floating and you know it's done. As always, folks, remember here on Create Simple Meals, we only have 3 rules that you absolutely positively must follow. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. Until next week, when we're hopefully we'll bring you another edutaining episode on Create Simple Meals. Stay cooking, stay practicing, love y'all, and send me some ideas because I'm kind of running out of things to cook after a year. Love y'all. See y'all next Tuesday.